Sacraments of Necromantical Empires is the third full-length album from Lunar Spells, an Athens, Greece-based black metal band who are very much not in the style of classic Hellenic black metal. In fact, they focus entirely on a specific form of generally melodic Scandinavian black metal, and one that is not only focusing on something like a Sacramentum so much as Satanic Warmaster, Sargeist, and even some Norwegian bands along the way, such as maybe early Winder without the lead guitars in there. In a way, they progressed pretty steadily through that style on three full lengths, maybe incorporating keyboards here and there on this one, maybe a more of a raw sound on the first one, and maybe more of a fluid melodic style on the second record. So each one has been a little bit different, but for the most part, they're iterating until they find that they're their own perfection of this sound, and so far it has characterized them as maybe not the most original band, but one that certainly found their niche and has studied it well enough to put together pretty solid black metal records, and ones that are entirely focused on presenting strong rhythm guitar movements that present as a really strong listen for fans of that kind of thing. So it is an album with riffs, and hopefully this clip here will have some riffs in it to prove my point. So if you're a fan of what Satanic Warmaster does or what Winder does, you're probably just generally a fan of guitar-driven, dramatic black metal music that is focused on riffs and melodic ones at that. And that's what this record does. Again, I'm just kind of iterating what I said before. I think that if you're a fan of earlier Sargeist especially, there's sort of a parity there between those things that keeps this record from being too playful or fun, and it's more just very dark and focused throughout. So they don't, it's not such a fanciful type of melodic black metal record, but one that does incorporate a fair amount of keyboards and maybe a dungeon synth outro within these very focused, I think about 7-minute songs each, for about 5 songs. Sticks to its main rhythm guitar voicing throughout. So the vocals don't really play a huge role in directing the fray. The drumming is pretty solid, I would say. Like it's not bad, and the bass guitar presence again is not really the most important part of this record. So you can tell they produced it in a way where it's really focused on the guitars, and that being the directive. So grading it in that respect is it's again it's an immersive and focused point of view that they do quite well, and they've done well to not necessarily perfect their style of riffcraft yet, but you find them making far less mistakes and many more sensical statements with each record. So this does feel like a progression, but more so in the fact that they're honing the tip of that blade to a point where you'll remember who Lunar Spells are. And they kind of already were there with the second record, so I feel like this one just does a little bit better with it in terms of gluing it all together and making it less overtly referential to their influences beyond maybe the opener just sounds a lot like a certain Satanic Warmaster record, which is not a bad thing in my taste, but see what you think. You know, this is maybe a subgenre record for a lot of people, and that would make sense. For me, it was just above average. I would say this is generally a moderately high recommendation overall, but certainly higher for people who are fans of this kind of thing. Go ahead and check it out when it releases this Friday on March 1st, and you can listen to some songs for now on the website and check it out while you read the review.